name is Calliope, and my job today is to try to help you feel as relaxed as possible. So, for this video, it's going to be a little bit of question answer while we tick down all the things that we can do to possibly make you feel more relaxed than you are right now. Okay? So I have a little bit of paper and a pen here, and we're just going to be working down and seeing what it is we can do to make you the most relaxed as possible in this moment. Okay? That sound okay to you? Okay, excellent. So the first thing that I want to do before we get you all settled in is the temperature of the room comfortable to you right now? If it's not, can you change perhaps the thermostat so that it's more comfortable? If it's too warm, can you turn it down, or can you get a fan? If it's too cold, can you turn the heat up, or get a blanket, or put on something warm? Is there something we can do to make you feel more comfortable at this temperature? Okay, that's the first step. That's our general ambiance, right? Second is, are you in a room that you can be comfortable in, that you can feel relaxed in? Is there anything we can do to make this room more comfortable? If it's noisy, can we maybe close the door or draw the curtains? If it's too light, can we turn out some lights, turn off the brightness of our phone or electronics? Okay? If it's not light enough, can we flick on some lights? Perhaps we could even light a candle or two. Okay? That's another part of our general ambiance. We have the temperature and we have the general environment. So, tick, tick, right? Another thing, would you feel more comfortable, more relaxed if you had a blanket? Do you need any extra pillows? Do you like having any stuffed animals? Perhaps if you have a pet, maybe if they were in the room or snuggling with you, would that make you feel more relaxed right now? Okay? So those are just general comfort objects. Anything that we can add to make us feel more relaxed in this environment, okay? I'm just gonna tick that off. Tick, tick, tick. Just like that. So, now we move into how we're positioned, okay? How is your body right now? I want you to think about from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Is there any place in your body that you feel any sort of tension or pain? And what can we do to make that feel better? Would you feel better if you were sitting up? Would it be better if you were lying on your back? Would you feel more comfortable if you were lying on one side or the other? I want you to find a position that is most comfortable to you. whatever's comfortable in this moment, whatever would make you the most relaxed that you can be right now. I want you to get in that position, okay? I'm going to give you a moment to get into that position while I just tick off that little check mark right there in that little box. So I hope that you found a position that works the best for you, okay? I'm just going to set our little paper to the side, and now we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into relaxing you, okay? So I want you to first just note. You can do this with your eyes open, you can do it with your eyes closed. In this moment, what sort of feelings or sensations or words come out to you? Are you feeling any sort of stress, any sort of worry? Are you still feeling any pain at all? Is there anything that is annoying you? Anything that would not be conducive to relaxing in this moment? I want you to take stock of that. Notice it, okay? Really think about what it is that is inhibiting you from relaxing right now. Okay, I'm going to give you just a moment to ponder that. Ponder that question. Okay. Alright. So, in this moment, there are only so many things we can change, right? Yeah. So I want you, with this list of annoyances, pains, worries, what have you, I want you to think about these things. I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale through your mouth. So, I want you to try to just put these away for a little bit. We're not going to banish them. We're not trying to erase them. We're taking these things and we're just going to put them on the back burner for now. They're not going to be at the forefront of our mind. We're just going to take a moment to identify and just let them, for a moment, go to the back of our mind, okay? So instead of banishing these thoughts, instead of forcing them out of our mind, giving them more energy, we're instead just saying, not right now, okay? They're not completely gone. It's not solved. It's not banished. But instead, we're just saying, not right now. If it helps, you can give yourself a little personal timer. Say, I'm not going to think about this right now, but instead, I'll think about it in 1 hour. Or I'll think about it at this specific time. Okay? So instead of this all weighing on you right now, we're just putting a timer on it. We're giving it a little timeout. Okay? We want you to be able to feel as relaxed as possible. We want you to be in this moment as much as possible. Okay? Those things will still be there when you're done, but for right now, we want to carve out, we want to cement this time as your time to relax, all right? All those other things will be there. We're not making them go away. We're just pressing pause on them, and we'll come back to them in a little bit, okay? All right, take a deep breath in for me. And out. I want your body to feel looser, limper. With each breath you take, I want you to feel the heaviness on your body, the pleasant weight on your body of relaxation. Okay? Take another deep breath in for me. And out. Very good. So, I want to do just a little bit of tweaking with you. What I mean by this is I just want to make sure that you're not unintentionally holding any tension in your body, okay? So we're going to start with your temples here. Your temples and your jaw, all right? Are you feeling any sort of tension in these areas? Right here, okay? Is there a way that you could perhaps maybe cluck your tongue a couple of times? This is going to sound a little funny, but if you cluck your tongue a couple of times, all right, I want you to note where in your mouth your tongue rests when you make that clucking noise. I want you to find that spot, and I want you to let your tongue rest on that spot. Generally, it's at the top of your mouth. And with that spot, that makes your jaw hang open just a little bit so that it's able to rest, okay? If you cluck your tongue a couple of times, and then you're able to find that spot where your tongue is supposed to rest so that you can give your jaw a break, so that you don't clench and grind on your teeth. You're making space in your mouth so that your jaw muscles can have a break, okay? And if you do that, do you find that the tension here also softens? The temporalis muscle here and the masseter muscle here, these work together. And when you have tension in your jaw, if you're clenching your teeth and grinding, you can find that tension come up here. Okay? Do you feel that lesson when you do that? You can even take it one step further, and with your tongue still on the roof of your mouth in that spot, if you take your fingers and you put it in this little divot right in front of the ears here, you can feel a divot. Can you open and close your jaw a couple of times with your tongue still on the roof of your mouth? Can you feel that little bit of stretch? There shouldn't be any pain to it. Should be just a little stretch. And then let your tongue rest on the top of your mouth again. And let that space open up between your teeth. Okay? So now what about your forehead here? Are you scrunching it up at all? Do you notice any tension here? Or even down into your nose? Are you furrowing your brow? Can you relax this area Can you let it just melt that tension away? Are you finding any sort of other tension in your face here? If it's not in your forehead or your temples or your jaw, is there anywhere else you're holding tension? If you are, I want you to make a conscious effort to identify it and relax. Okay, relax that area. Relax the muscles. Relax your face. Now moving down to the neck. Are there any sort of tight muscles in this area? Maybe your head isn't in the right position. Can you move your head around a little to find if that relieves any tension in your head and neck at all? Just sort of move around a little. Sometimes it helps if you tuck your chin in a little bit and move your head so that the top of your head is held high, and then you can just move a little bit back and forth, trying to see where any tension is at, and just let that go, okay? Just make a conscious effort to let that stress, that tension go. Take a deep breath for me. And out. Good. Your body should feel even heavier. You should feel even more relaxed, loose and limp. Now let's move down to your shoulders here. Are your shoulders hitched up towards your ears? Do you feel any tension here? Are they moved forward? Are they rolled forward? Are you finding that that's making any tension in your chest, your upper chest, up to your clavicle? Can you possibly lower your shoulders down? Just pull them down. You might feel a little stretch along your neck and your shoulders, and then can you roll them back a little so that you're broadening your chest, so that you're lengthening those muscles and you're not constricted, okay? So just roll your shoulders back very gently, very gently. You could even take a couple of little rolls here. One, other, one, the other. Feel that broaden your chest, broaden your rib cage, lengthening the muscles and relaxing your shoulders. Okay? Take a deep breath in and out. Let's think about your arms, okay? With the way that you're positioned, is there any way to make them feel even more relaxed? Can you drop them down? Can you let them just go limp and loose? Is there any way that you can position your arms so that they aren't holding any tension? Just let them hang either at your sides or to the side of you, and just let them become as loose and limp as possible. And what what about your hands? Are they curled into fists, or are they open with your fingers just slightly curled? You don't want to force them open and force that lengthening, but instead just let them very gently curl so that there isn't any tension in your hands. I want you to take a moment to think about your hands, think about any possible tension that they currently hold, and let it go. Take a deep breath in for me. And out. Okay. We're going to move down to your chest here. So we had consciously made the effort to ease the tension and strain in your shoulders. But is there any way that we can do the same in your chest? Is there any sort of tension here? Do you find that your breathing is coming easy, that it's not shallow, that it's not in short bursts? Can we ease into those long, deep breaths? Take a deep breath in, feeling that air travel all the way down to your abdomen. And breathe out. So now we're going to move down to our abdomen. Now I want you to just think about this area of your body. Search it with your mind. Feel if there's any tension at all. Are you clenching any muscles? Are you feeling any sort of strain at all? I want you to think about your abdomen, and I want you to identify any tension. And I want you to let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. I want you to let that tension go. Focus on it. Let it go. Let it melt away. Take a deep breath in and out. Very good, very good. Now let's move down to your butt and your thighs. These are pretty well connected, and oftentimes you can feel tension in both areas at the same time, okay? I want you to focus on these areas. Focus on if you have any sort of tension, any strain, if you need to tell your muscles to stop constricting and instead relax, and then let that tension melt away. I want you to think about your butt and your thighs and see if there's any tension that you can let go. Focus on it and let it melt away. Just let the tension melt away. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to move down to your lower legs, to your calves. I want you to think about this area, and I want you to assess if there's any place that's holding any tension, if your muscles are gripping on, if they're constricted or tight. want you to focus on this area, and I want you to let that tension go. Let that tension go. Let it melt away. Let that tension go. Take a deep breath in for me. And out. Very good, very good, very good. Now, lastly, we're going to move to your ankles and your feet. If you think about these areas in your body, are there any places that are holding tension? Is there any way that we can loosen them up? Do you need to perhaps roll your ankles around a little bit or flex your toes at all? Is there anything you can do to make this part of your body feel the most relaxed that it can? Is there anything you can do to completely melt away the tension here? I want you to focus on your feet and your ankles and let the tension go. Just let the tension go. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay. So now that we've traveled all the way down your body, we're gonna come all the way back up, okay? We're going to try to make you feel as relaxed as possible. So, we're again going to focus on your feet. Is there any sort of residual tension left in your feet? Do you need to change any positions? Do you need to flex any muscles? What can we do to make your feet as relaxed as possible? What can we do to make that tension melt away? How can we make your muscles as loose and limp and relaxed as possible? Okay, I want you to focus on your feet and just let any residual tension go. Let it go. Okay, we're going to travel up to your calf muscles. Is there any residual tension in your calf muscles? Are you unintentionally constricting or contracting those muscles? Are you unintentionally making them tense? I want you to focus on your calf muscles, and I want you to identify any points of strain or stress, and I want you to let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let your muscles relax. Let the tension melt away. Okay? Take a deep breath in and out. Very good, very good. From your calves, we're going to travel up to your thighs and your butt, okay? I want you to think about these areas on your body, and I want you to identify if there's any places of tension. Are you unintentionally clenching onto these muscles? Can you let them relax? Do you need to tense them up and let go a couple of times to let them relax? What is it you to think about your thighs and your butt, and I want you to let any tension that you find melt away. Melt away, melt away, melt away. Okay? Take a deep breath in and out. Very good, very good, very good. Now we're going to move up to your abdomen again, okay? And let's also group in the lower back, all right? I want you to think about your abdomen and your lower back and just identify if there is any stress or tension or strain in these areas. Is there any way that we can make these areas feel as relaxed as possible? Do you need to tense up the muscles of your abdomen and let them go? Do you need to just focus on your abdomen and your lower back and consciously let that tension go? Let those muscles release. I want you to think about these areas. I want you to identify that tension, and I want you to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay? Take a deep breath in and out. We're going to travel up to your chest and your shoulders, okay? Are there any areas of tension in your chest and your shoulders? Do we need to remind your shoulders to lower down? Do we need to remind your chest and your shoulders to roll back and open up, to broaden the rib cage? What is it that we can do to make you the most relaxed in this area right now? What is it that would make you feel the most limp, loose, and relaxed? I want you to focus on your chest and your shoulders. I want you to identify that tension. I want you to let it melt away. Melt away the tension. We're going to go into your back now, your upper back. And I want you to really think about this area. Is there a certain way that you can position yourself so that you feel even more relaxed? If you pull your shoulder blades together, does that give a nice little stretch so that your back feels more relaxed? Is there anything you can do to lessen the tension in your back? I want you to focus on your back. I want you to focus on that tension. And I want you to let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Take a deep breath in and out. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Now let's move into your arms. Is there anything we can do here to make your arms feel relaxed? Do you need to shake out your arms a little bit? Do you need to move them around? Do you need to rotate your wrists to get a nice little stretch into your arms and your wrists? What can you do right now to make them feel as relaxed as possible? What can we do to make you feel as loose and limp and as free of tension as possible? focus on your arms and identify that tension and let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay? Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to move on to your hands. Have your hands become clenched again? Do you need to remind them to open up loosely and just have a slight curve to your fingers? Do you need to open and close them a couple of times to release that tension in your hands? What is it that we can do right now to make your hands feel as loose and limp as possible? What is it that we can do to make you as relaxed as possible? I want you to focus on your hands. Identify any of the tension in your hands, and I want you to make a conscious effort to let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Take a deep breath in and out. Very good. Now we're going to jump up to your neck, okay? Do you feel any sort of tension in your neck at all? Do you need to make a conscious effort to let these muscles relax? Would it help if you moved your head from side to side, up and down? Does it help to move it back and forth? What is it that we can do right now to make your neck feel as relaxed as possible? I want you to focus on your neck. Identify that tension and let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to move up to your face. Is there any tension in your face at all? Do you need to remind your jaw to just hang open a little bit loosely? Do you need to cluck your tongue a couple of times to remind yourself of where your tongue should be resting so that you have that little space in between your teeth? Do you find that your forehead is all scrunched up again, that you need to remember to relax this area? What is it that we can do right now to make you feel the most relaxed? Do you need to scrunch up your whole face a couple of times and then let it relax? What is it that we can do to make your face feel as loose and limp as possible? I want you to focus on your face, and I want you to identify the tension in your face and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Take a deep breath in for me and out. Good. Lastly, let's move on to the head. I want you to focus on your head and identify if there's any tension in your head and what we can do to make it feel better. Do we need to take our hands and our fingers and rub at our head a little bit? Do we need to squeeze certain parts to release some of that tension? Do we need to move our hair at all so that it's not pulling on certain parts of our head? Do we need to maybe lay on our side one way or the other to relieve that pressure? What is it that we can do to make you feel as relaxed as possible right now? What can we do to make your head and your scalp feel as loose and limp as possible? I want you to focus on your head and your scalp, and I want you to identify that tension and let it go, let it go, let it go. Let the tension go. Take a deep breath in and out. Very good, very good, very good. I hope that you feel as relaxed as possible in this moment. I hope that I was able to help you find a place where you don't feel any tension or strain. I hope that we can get you to a place where you can rest, you can relax, and if you wish, you can sleep without any tension or tightness in your body.